The dark mamba is a smooth and thin toxic snake that is normal in sub-Saharan locales in Africa. Its name gets from the Zulu word imbamba. The dark mamba has a place with similar family as cobras and offers its name with 3 different species: Western mamba, green mamba, and Jameson's mamba. The other 3 are radiant green in shading and stay for the most part in tree limbs. While their toxin is comparably intense, they are viewed as more tentative and don't have a similar dangerous standing as their notorious family member. Dark mambas keep up with the situation with least concern, and their populaces are steady. All things considered, mambas can live for 10 years or more in nature. That is a fair life expectancy for a snake, yet there are some boa constrictors that can live for up to 50 years. Dark mambas search out shrubby fields, backwoods, and savannas with a lot of spots to cover up. They are wanton animals, so they hang tight for the warmth and light of day prior to advancing into the totally open. Here are a couple of all the more obscure bits of trivia about this dreaded, striking, and regularly misconstrued snake. Then hit the like button and let's get started. Number 8. Black mambas are diurnal. Dark mambas do a large portion of their dozing around evening time, withdrawing to their concealing spots, protected from hunters and people. When sunlight hours show up, these snakes are up and dynamic. This conduct is for the most part the aftereffect of their inhumane nature, as they depend on the glow and warmth of the sun to control their bodies. They search out rocks and other radiant spots to lull and raise their inside temperature. In any case, in case temperatures are excessively hot, they might look for conceal and go idle. Dark mambas have brilliant vision, which assists them with following and tail prey when they're on the chase. They show restraint trackers that will trust that simply the perfect second will make a strike. Their feeling of smell is additionally profoundly evolved, which is fundamentally used to discover female snakes during mating season. That is likewise the time dark mambas venture to every part of the farthest, up to a few miles of day, looking for an expected mate. Number 7. Their bite is known as the kiss of death. However, it's uncommon for a dark mamba to assault a human unwarranted. They are all things considered presumed to be perhaps the most hazardous snakes on Earth. In Africa, they are both dreaded and regarded, and an unbelievable legend encompasses the awesome standing of the snake. Their toxin is the deadliest, and from the very first moment, child mambas are conceived ready to assault and heave noxious toxin from their 2 teeth. While a youthful snake just has a couple of drops of toxin per tooth, a grown-up has somewhere in the range of 12 to 20 drops for each tooth. It requires almost no toxin, scarcely 2 drops, for a human or creature to get a deadly portion. It's a neurotoxic toxin, rather than hemotoxic, which implies it assaults the sensory system and cerebrum. When nibbled, a normal human grown-up can pass on in as fast as 20 minutes. Manifestations from the nibble start promptly and incorporate spasms, respiratory disappointment, and at last a lethargic state. Antidote toxin treatment is accessible in certain spots if the casualty will help rapidly. Curiously, researchers and clinical experts are examining the impacts of the regular painkiller found in dark mamba toxin as a likely alternative for torment treatment, close by morphine. Number 6. They move fast. Dark mambas are the quickest moving snakes on the planet. On a smooth surface, they have been referred to crawl as quick as 10 to 12 miles per hour. For an animal without legs, that is extremely noteworthy. To place that in context, a dark mamba can move quicker than a Komodo winged serpent. Since mambas are additionally ready to swim, they can move without a hitch and effectively in the water, as well. However, green mambas invest more energy up in trees. Dark mambas do incidentally climb trees and have been known to drop on their hunters on the off chance that they feel compromised. Their speed unquestionably adds to their standing as a furious and savage executioner. Be that as it may, most mambas are more disposed to move away than take part in an assault. Mambas will not really incite an assault, particularly with a human or a creature that is greater in size. Ordinarily, assaults from dark mambas just happen on the grounds that they have been surprised or cornered, they were guarding themselves, or they were incited first. Number 5. Dark mambas are actually brown. In opposition to mainstream thinking, the dark in the name dark mamba doesn't really allude to its body tone. All things considered, it's a reference to the shading inside the snake's mouth. Since the mamba doesn't have much in the method of lively shading or plan on its body, this is a decent way for people and creatures the same to distinguish what sort of snake they've experienced. Similar as a rattler's clatter or a ruler cobra's hood, This dim shading is an admonition sign in how a dark mamba gets ready to secure itself. When in harm's way, the snake opens its mouth prior to striking, giving its adversaries time to get away. Dark mambas' bodies by and large reach from a light tan or olive to a more obscure earthy colored tone. Youthful mambas are normally marginally more obscure and ease up as they age. The other green mambas for the most part have white mouths. Number 4. They can grow to 14 feet long. Dark mambas aren't the longest snakes on the planet, however they are the longest venomous snake in Africa. On normal, they can be between 6 to 9 feet long, however there have been reports of 14-foot dark mambas. To place it in context, a completely loosened up dark mamba would be twice the length of a sovereign measured bed. Notwithstanding their great length, the dark mamba is additionally an extremely impressive snake. However, they don't utilize their bodies to tighten their prey like different snakes. They can stand their ground in a battle with a lot bigger creatures. Number 3. Black mambas are carnivores. Mambas don't have numerous hunters, so they burn through the greater part of their waking hours chasing for their own food to eat. In view of their inconceivable speed, dark mambas are very adroit at ready to pounce until the right second and accelerating towards their prey to strike. A normal eating routine for dark mambas comprises of birds, rodents, and little warm-blooded creatures. The snake will nibble the prey, leaving it incapacitated, and eat up it entire once it's dead. Their mouths are intended to have the option to pivot open, generally to work with the gulping cycle. All things considered, a grown-up snake just needs to eat more than once per week and they can abandon water for a while. Number 2. They sleep in lairs dissimilar to different kinds of mambas which are arboreal. Dark mambas don't as a rule invest a lot of energy up in trees. They are earthly reptiles that pick underground or covered refuges to rest. Rocks, brought down trees, bushes, and thick vegetation give the best places to mambas to stow away and seek shelter. Some of the time they even take over deserted termite hills. It's normal for certain mambas to remain in similar den for quite a long time at a time. During the day, they pass on their dens to go chasing, and before supper, they return and retreat to the disguise and security of their homes. Number 1. Females lay up to 20 eggs. Rearing season generally occurs throughout the spring and is a profoundly dynamic time where guys show their hostility and strength against different guys in contest. Male dark mambas follow fragrance trails, regularly for a significant distance, to find possible female mates. Whenever they've mated, the snakes head out in a different direction and proceed with their singular lives. The female finds a protected spot to lay her eggs, which require around 90 days to bring forth. Strangely, the mother leaves the eggs, yet child mambas can fight for themselves and have toxic toxins soon after bring forth. Every tooth is furnished with a couple of drops of toxin, enough to damage and kill whatever could attempt to assault it. They are additionally ready to eat all alone and get by without assistance. We discussed 8 enthralling black mamba facts. Comment your ideas below. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching the video.